match, Season 30 of Classic Tetris League. Best luck to Sodium and Knight as we count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, we still got 20 codes remaining. And those codes provide an extra 25 cents each into the prize pool. So as I said before, we can up that prize pool by an extra $5, which doesn't sound like a lot, but $5 is better than no dollars. And 25 cents is more than no cents, so every little bit helps as we try to always get at least $1,000 into the prize pool. And if you've already used that code, even if you just have $1 to spare, you can put it into the prize pool. 100% of it goes to the top players at the end of each season. We aim to pay out the top 4 each season, including a big amount going to the grand champion, who gets 50% of the prize pool. We also aim to pay out top of the table in Div 1A and Div 1B come the end of the season. They will be getting $25 of the prize pool. And you're helping out these players after a long and grueling season. Well, players with a strong start here. A little bit about the players, in case you might be tuning in for the first time, or maybe this is your first Classic Tetris experience period. You don't know who the hell these two people are. I'm going to move Sodium's camera just a little bit so we can see a bit more of Sodium and less of just like him hiding behind the board. There we go, perfect. Speaking of our player on the left-hand side here, with a PB of 2,132,640, a roller who might be in the United States, but his heart always will be with the Isle of Man. Gonna be hoping to try and keep that top spot that he currently has in Division 1A. It is Sodium! And his opponent on the right-hand side here. She is a hybrid player out of Canada, our second Canadian of the day. 2,529,080 NTSC PB. And fellow top 32 finisher in the Classic Tetris World Championships in this year just gone. It is Knight. 274 here for Sodium, 313 for Knight. Both stacks looking relatively healthy. Sodium with a bit of cleanup, but not looking for a long bar or a J piece. Gets the J piece, or gets the long bar, opens back up the well, gets another long bar, gets a Tetris. And Tetris for both players there again. This match is the third time that Knight and Sodium will have faced off against each other. Both players have taken a match each off of each other. The most recent match was back in March of 2025, back in Classic Tetris Monthly Masters. Knight won that one in a decider. But currently match record is in favor of Sodium, 5-4, or game record is in favor of Sodium, excuse me, 5-4. But overall, pretty even match that we have here. Sodium with a bit of a dig right now. 385, Knight taking advantage of that. The digs that Sodium has been having, and now is in the lead by 5 Tetrises. Sodium gets that T piece over for a double, J piece over 2. Putting those pieces over to the right. I mean, not really too many other options. But is getting some good pieces now to dig out of this. Nice double there for Sodium. Now has that dirty center wall Tetris open. Nice adjustment to that T piece and a dirty Tetris there for Sodium. And now players are going into the level 19 speeds. Knight's already in there at 596. And another Tetris to go to 620, 449 transition for Sodium. So much stronger level 18 here for Knight. But Sodium now with a clean board, persevering. And a simul Tetris for both players. So the speed's now increased and the stakes have gotten a little bit higher. As even though these players are, of course, rolling and can get these pieces over pretty easy, it's also pretty easy to mess up, and one mistake, even at these speeds, could potentially be detrimental. Worst case scenario will be detrimental in terms of your pace, because Tetrises are worth more at these speeds. But also, if you're high up, it could mean game over just like that. Level 19 is not. Time to get complacent. And this is where a lot of the score can be made up. Tetris for Knight, 812. Sodium, 688. Knight leading by 4 Tetrises and change. Oh, over-tap that J piece at first and then under with that other J. But that could be a blessing in disguise, because suddenly now Knight has a Tetris set up in column 2 and we'll get it. And she, I think, was looking to set up another one. Has done so, and she'll get another column 2 Tetris. Maybe, I don't know if she meant that, but she's gotten 2. 806 now for Sodium, 879 for Knight. Now that is how you make the best of a bad situation. A lot of mistaps and misdrops there for Knight, but just made the best that you possibly could out of it. And Knight can hardly believe it, or can hardly believe whatever she's talking about. Max out for Knight, level 26 here. Sodium now has pulled the lead down to just 40k. 998 for Sodium into level 27, 839 to Knight. Yeah, exactly, Danny. Can't repeat it here, there's children watching. Family-friendly show. It's not Sunday, so we're family-friendly on the AdamIrish experience here. Now, when it gets to Sunday, oh boy. Those of you who know from Wars, well, you know. Both players with 1.1s with Bs on the board. They're stinging. B45 for Knight, B00 for Sodium. Both players getting another Tetris here. Sodium going in. B72, Knight with a Tetris. Keeping that lead. It is now, again, pretty much neck and neck. Knight taking the triple. Let's see what Sodium can do. Doesn't get that bar over for a Tetris. Maybe has another chance here. Oh no! That miss of the bar is going to be fatal there for Sodium. Tops out B80, and Knight will take game number 1 here. GG's to both players again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. I mean, if you've heard me on Wars, you know what my not nice way of saying hurry up is. Spoiler, it's just me, like, continuing to pretend like I'm being nice. And, just being really sarcastic about it. Like, here you got a hint of sincerity when it comes to the, finish up your warm-ups and stuff. You only hear the leaving top out screen round. Oh my god, I remember, what was it? There was one of the times where, like, it happened so much, where I was just like, I was losing it, man. I was losing it. Not, like, angry, but I was just like... It was funny. I wondered if people were just doing it on purpose just to see how I'd react. $136 for Sodium, $116 for Knight. Sodium starting off with 7 Tetrises on the bounce. And make that 8 Tetris for Sodium. Tetris for Knight. Knight with a good start here too. Ooh, some nice setups here for Sodium. Will take his first burn, but still technically on a perfect run. Because you can get 1 burn. In fact, 1 burn would maximize your possible score if you were going for a perfect run. But now, yeah. But solid start there for Sodium. Knight's in a little bit of a tricky situation. Needs a bar or maybe a J piece. Gets a square and a J piece, so it will work out. But you'll often see these players being fairly composed and not worrying too much when they get too high. They are used to this. They can get these pieces over pretty comfortably on level 18 speeds. Like, if this was, like, Div 3, Div 4, Div 5, you'd be panicking if they were that high up, but not that high up. Div 1, they're fine. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. You don't get to this height of competition by losing your nerve. $345 for Sodium, $272 for Knight. Sodium took last season of CTL off. Last time he competed, of course, was season number 28, finished in 6th place in Division 1B. Comfortably avoided relegation, though, by 11 points. Going in down into that playoff. Meanwhile, Knight, last season, qualified for the playoffs. Was the 8th seed, the last qualifier in. Went out in the first round, but took a game off of eventual champion Blue Scooty. Knight also made the playoffs in Season 28, and again, got eliminated by Blue Scooty in the first round. $484 for Sodium, $412 for Knight. Knight got promoted to Division 1, most recently in Season 27 of CTL. Won Division 2A, which was a division that contained the likes of Div 1 veterans like Somalian. Won it with a flawless match record of 6-0 and only 4 games dropped all season, so since then, Knight doing very well and proving that she belongs at this height of competition. $623 for Sodium, $489 for Knight. Right about line 118. Both players have also been ranked in the most recent Premier poll, which was, of course, July's. Knight rank number 18, Sodium rank number 20. So on paper, but according to the poll stories, this should be a pretty close match. 702 here for Sodium, 543 for Knight, who has a pretty rough board. You can see that she wasn't overly happy with her board situation, but right now she's getting it dug out and doing a good job of making the best out of it. We saw earlier that she is very good at doing that, and there's a Tetris for Knight, dirty in column 9, row 2. Sodium going for a center wall Tetris here, so both players going for slightly unconventional Tetrises and setups here. Tetris for Sodium, Tetris for Knight, but look at that Tetris right here for Sodium, 86%, which is showing how efficient his game has been so far. 809, level 21 here, my goodness. 610 here for Knight. Knight's board a little bit high up here, and she can't really score Tetris right now. Does get the well back open for now, but we'll briefly close it again. Nice adjustment of that T-piece for the J coming down, and a Tetris for Knight. And we'll take that split triple there too. But Sodium still with a strong control over this game. 878 to 666. Dirty Tetris again for Knight. Bar dependency open, could set up in column 3. Knight is going to go for that Tetris, and she'll get it. Tetris for Knight. Gets the left side open. And Knight's going to go for a left well Tetris here. Maybe at first trying to look for a perfect well transfer. Won't quite get it, but we'll just have to take the long way down. Does get it eventually. 953 for Sodium, 768 for Knight. But Sodium still with great control here. 5.5 Tetris is in the lead. Level 26 now. Level 29 coming in about 25 lines for both players. Tetris for Sodium. And Tetris for Knight. 854 here for Sodium, 878 for Knight. Sodium now going into level 28. Knight going into level 29 first here, 987, but Sodium looking to blow that pace out of the water, maybe looking for a 1.2 into 29 if this Tetris will arrive. Won't quite, but still B77 for Sodium and a Tetris to go up to 1.2 million, ahead by 218,000 points. Knight's going to have to go into overdrive to try to bring this down. Although, again, Tetris is worth a whole lot more than it would be on level 18 here. 5.5 Tetris is behind. So if you think on level 18, that would probably be 130-ish thousand points, maybe a little bit less. Now it's 179,000. This Tetris is here worth in excess of 36,000 points. Ooh, double flip there of that S piece, or maybe a mistimed flip there for Sodium. C53 Sodium, B05 here for Knight. And Knight could take this opportunity, even if it's just a small dig here for Sodium. At this speed, that's all it can take for your opponent to get a couple Tetrises on you. Maybe even more. Tetris for Sodium now up to D09. Tetris for Knight, B95. Gap is now less than 3 Tetrises. Knight bringing this down, but Sodium not giving up. Gets another Tetris, level 34 for both players. Both stacks looking clean. Knight's Tetris ready again. Getting some good placements. Nice double. There's another Tetris for Knight into level 35. Gap is now just over 100k. Sodium set back up again. Perfect long bar for a Tetris. Knight gets that 5 tap to get the bar over. Could look for an L piece here. Is actually going to go for the column 2 Tetris, but just going to back out, take the triple, take a single as well. And Knight is now bring this board back over to the right. Fills in the bar dependency in column 4. Pays off, gets a Tetris. F12 here for Sodium. D26 for Knight. Level 37. Knight running out of time here. Sodium's board starting to climb. Tetris for Knight. Now up to D72. Knight's going to have to go all out here. Can get 2 more Tetrises before level 39. The super kill screen is coming here. Knight's gonna need a Tetris on 39. She's going for it, but needs a bar, gets a bar, but that board is gonna be too rough to be able to get a Tetris with. An E76 there for Knight, a fantastic fight, but it will be Sodium who holds on for dear life to take game 2 here. GG's. Both players ready. Let's get game 3 on the road. Best of luck to both players. Count it down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Yeah, maybe when they say 60% on time, like they're 60% like accuracy to their time. Like when it comes to time of day. So like they're like, what would 60% be? So 40%. They're 10 hours late every single time. Hey, they're 60% on time. One morning I had to take the tram. The tram showed up late, stopped, doors didn't open. And like, you didn't press the button on it, Danny? Everybody was pushing the buttons. So the tram just didn't open and it just left. That's funny. That's the one downside for, I guess CT Das being in Germany. The public transport is horrendous. Like, I thought the public transport here in the UK wasn't great, but like, or like if you have a bad public transport system, go to Germany and then you'll like forever be sort of grateful for your transit system. Oh, we got the Sodium fan club here. Oh my goodness. We got the whole gang coming to watch Sodium. I was talking about how there isn't any live crowds in CTL. Well, we now have a live crowd. Cheering on Sodium. 191 for Sodium. 209 for Knight. We have the studio CTL audience coming in. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a sort of high YouTube moment. Get your high YouTubes in. I'm sure Peek will have fun editing this down. Oh, Knight with an awkward couple of Z pieces there. Can still get a bar over, but just needs. Oh no! Tried going for the J tuck, and Knight's gonna top out at 256. Sodium needs 257. Just needs to not make a similar error here. But Sodium's board not looking the best here either. This sequence hurting both players. Can Sodium survive this and bring it down? Has brought it down to a better height. I think went through the same sort of patch that took out Knight. Sodium is looking like he's seeing the other side of it. Needs 257. That triple will be enough, and Sodium will take game 3. We are now at match points. 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So, yeah, has Rose been getting coached by Alex? I've seen that. I saw the friendly that they did. That was a fun one. Switching the music because that one finished playing. Shout out to Carl Casey and the Wipeout audio team. They're the ones who provide us at the Classic Tetris League with our music that we play in every stream. Wipeout Audio make 100% copyright-free and copyright-safe music to use for your projects. Whether if you're restreaming yourself and you want some nice beats to play in the background, Wipeout Audio has you covered. They're on YouTube, they're on SoundCloud, they're on pretty much any audio service that you can think of. Big shout out to Carl Casey and the Wipeout team. Not only is it copyright free, but the music's good. It's nice if you're into that sort of like synthy, almost kind of cyberpunky sort of aesthetic. Kind of 80s synth. I mean, we're playing a 1980s game. We got 1980s music. Tetris and Wipeout are a match made in heaven, and also the preferred choice of music for the AdamIrish experience. So there you go. Sodium on 162, Knight on 140. I think the Sodium fan club is talking to Sodium right now. They're cheering him on. Yeah, if they can hear me, yeah, I hope they bring in signs. I hope there's like signs in the background saying "Go Sodium." I want to see some Isle of Man flags as well. I want to see some Manx flags flying in the background. Because, of course, Sodium, as everybody knows, the Isle of Man's best Tetris player. They come in holding a sign that says Tuki sucks. Love to see it. 239 Sodium, 218 for Knight. Tetris for Sodium, up to 262. Oh, maybe Sodium isn't talking to the Sodium fan club. Well, unless the Sodium fan club is the chat in the CTM Discord. Maybe that is the Sodium fan club. Sodium 354, Knight 315. Sodium is, of course, known for being one of those players who always talks to people when it comes to when he's playing matches. Always on a Discord call, always talking to somebody. And some players will do that, maybe to calm them down or just help them focus. I don't do it personally, but maybe I should start, because I know I'm not getting any results with the whole don't play anything strategy. Because I can't really play music in my ear because I will get distracted, but I am the type of person who will be like fully engrossed in a conversation, and I won't focus on anything else other than that conversation, so I don't know. Sodium 450, Knight 415. We're 100 lines in now. Players continuing to get more Tetrises here. Sodium with an adjustment of that J piece, looking for a T to tuck in. Gets the T tuck. Tetris for Knight, Tetris for Sodium. Tetris for Knight. And Tetris for Sodium. Gonna put that L piece in column 3-4. Gets a T piece to put over to the left-hand side. Tetris again for Sodium. Sodium on target for another mid to high 600k transition. 579 for Knight, a respectable score on her own, but 633 now for Sodium. Get one more, could go in with a 657, and we'll go in with a 657 into level 19. Our Matcherino still sitting at the moment at $107.50. If you want to contribute to the prize pool, go to that link I've just posted there. We still got 20 contribution codes remaining. Those add an extra 25 cents onto the prize pool each. So even if you've got no money to spare, maybe it's bill time or whatever, you can still use those codes and contribute to our prize pool. Sodium's in a bit of trouble. Oh, dead drop of that bar. And Sodium's gonna top out at 710. Knight in a chase down target is going to be 7-11. A Tetris will do it. She'll get it. And just like that, Knight has taken us to a game 5. It's a decider. It is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So this will decide who wins and who loses in this match. It's game 5. It all comes down to this. 5 points on the line. Major implications potentially for both players depending on who wins this. Again, Sodium looking to try to hold on to first place in the standings. Meanwhile, Knight looking to put some distance between herself and the relegation zone. Came into this match at the bottom in points, but has earned 2 points at least from this match so far, so we'll go on 3 if she ends up losing, which would put her tied with Tetris time, but still a match in hand. Knight and Tetris time, interestingly, do still have to play each other. Tetris time, his only other opponent would be Neko. Knight going for a dirty Tetris here. Pretty aggressive play from Knight in the middle of a drought, too. But does get that bar in time. Dirty Tetris there for Knight. Sodium going through the same drought. Does get that well open in time. Not going for the Tetris, opting to, go for that hole that's in the stack and instead just build up from Tetrises there rather than risk the row 2 setup. Nice dig here as well from Knight. Tetris for Sodium. Knight looking for an L piece. Not opting to put that bar down there. Just trying to maximize efficiency. Tetris for Sodium. Tetris for Knight. So both players have gotten out of that. Tetris again for Knight. Pretty neck and neck so far between both players. Lead going back and forth. $403 now for Sodium, $388 for Knight. 90 lines in. Bit of a drought here for Knight. Still keeping the well open. Not going for that J-tuck this time. Oh, Tugi spins the S-piece. But gets the well open pretty quickly and gets a Tetris. Sodium responding back. And a simul Tetris for both players here. So in terms of both players' record when they come to Game 5 situations, I'm just waiting for this to actually update. Okay, there we go. In 519 career matches for Knight, she has gone to Game 5 179 times, and she has a 91-88 win-loss record. Pretty much 50%. Well, as for Sodium, has played 387 matches. 119 have gone to deciders. 57 and 62, so both players pretty much even when it comes to their win percentages in these situations. They don't thrive or fall in Game 5 situations. It's pretty indicative of both of their performance levels as well, as both have around a 50% win rate. Tetris, simul Tetris, in fact, for Sodium and Knight. $779 Sodium, $748 for Knight here. Players continuing to get more and more Tetrises down here. 2 Tetris lead for Sodium. Knight takes a skim there and also gets a Tetris. Akibar there for Sodium. Tetris ready now, waiting for another long bar. Tucks in that L piece, skims with another L piece. And another Tetris there for Sodium. 865, level 23, still with an 80+% Tetris rate is Sodium. But Knight not that far behind. 2 singles there for Knight. And a Tetris. Danny celebrating the Vits. Tetris for Knight, now up to 934. It's still so close between these two players. They know what's at stake. This really could go either way here. We've seen both players do great things in this match. It's almost a shame that it has to come to an end, but all things must at some point. Tetris for Sodium, now up to A55, has a max out here. And so does Knight into 27. A89 for Sodium, A08 for Knight. Tetris Sodium, Tetris Knight. B64 to A50. Knight's pace slowing down here a little bit. But neither player here relenting. Tetris, both players again. Both can get one more Tetris before 29. And now the stakes have been set. The stage is here. And both players looking to perform their best as they look to get this match. B40 or C46 for Sodium, B14 for Knight. Knight with a couple misdrops here does get that bar over to the left-hand side. Takes a crucial double there. Needs something in column 3. Gets a Z piece over and takes a double with it. Sodium trying to go for a Tetris here. Trying to put as much ground between him and Knight as he can. Tetris for Sodium. Tetris again for Sodium. Skims with a J piece. Setting up a center well Tetris here. For some players, setting up those center well Tetrises might be more preferable to going for the right side. Sodium looking for that bar. Takes an emergency double. Will a bar come? Oh, just covers with a T piece. Tops out D47. Knight in a chase down. Target is D48. 1.348 million. Can Knight pull this off? She will need about 3 Tetrises. And how important could this be for Night Season? There's one Tetris. She's getting the change now that she needs, and now just 2 Tetrises will do it. Level 34. She's got plenty of time to do this. But 29 speeds are a beast for anyone. Doesn't matter how good you are. You also have to make those pieces work with you to get anything done on here. Knight is now within a Tetris. One more Tetris will do it. But she's bringing this down piece by piece. Every double bringing her closer and closer. Level 37. She's got 13 lines to do it. This could go down to the wire. Now 17k away. Has the left side open. Gets a long bar over there. She's got 6 lines to go. 10k away. And gets the center well Tetris into 39! And Knight will take the match! At the very last chance that she could have, she gets the Tetris. And Knight will take game number 5 and wins the set against Sodium by 3-2. Your winner is... And she's sideways for some reason. Let's actually flip around. There we go. Your winner is Knight. Eyeball was the victor, 3-1. And this is Eyeball's first CTL division since then. Took a bit of a break to more than likely just focus on other competitions. I know I had some good runs in Classics